Welcome back. Today is Saturday. I meant to release this video yesterday. However, we had so many phone calls and so many emails and so many chatters of people ordering Rumors and Dreams that unfortunately Christine and Jen and I could not finish getting the first final non-prototype Dreams Trumpet finished and ready for the video and for photography. So what that really means is that we will be finishing that on Monday morning. I'll spend as much time as I can on Monday to get that up that afternoon, and that way you guys can see the Dreams Trumpets and not a prototype, because I want you to see the real thing. So with that said, we've had tons of questions about Rumors and Dreams, and I want to answer just a few of them, and then I'll play it again for you. The number one question we get on Rumors and Dreams is, why is it limited edition? And if you don't know Harrelson very well, then you don't realize there are only 3 of us here. And throughout the history of this company, the most people we've ever had here is 5. But we do really well with just 3 or 4 people. And that's because we rely on modern technology to be able to help us produce some of the parts. And we spend a lot of time prototyping and working on research and development. It's no coincidence that Rumors and Dreams has the abbreviation R&D, okay, because it's like research and development. So limited editions are what we usually do. In some instances, we offer a whole series that's not limited, like the Summit, but the Muse is limited edition. It's limited to 100, and we've sold out about half of the Muse series. In the future, once that series is completely sold out, or maybe even just before then, we'll launch another version of Muse that's completely compatible with the current version, but it'll be better in some ways. And that's what we've done with all of our instruments in the past. So to give you a brief history on Rumors and Dreams, it originally was called the Bravura Trumpet many years ago. So probably a few years after I started building trumpets, I realized that we really needed a horn that could do a lot of different things. And fast forward a few years after that, I developed the Bravura series, which was our best-selling series before we created the Summit. And the Bravura series could come in a lead version or an all-around horn, and you had some options there. And again, this was earlier on in the development of our instruments, but they were extremely well-received instruments that have been played professionally all over the world all these years, for almost 2 decades now. So we discontinued the Bravura series as the Summit series came into play. The Summit is much more efficient, uses better technology, and essentially it costs more. And now we're coming back to a new modern version of the Bravura, something that is in the lower price point. But I'll tell you this, the Rumors and Dreams trumpets are artificially reduced in price. They actually should be $5,000 to $6,000 in price. I artificially reduced the pricing, and I did it a couple different ways. One, by just pushing the price down. I said, okay, well, we're going to make less money on each one of them, so we need to find a way to make them faster and easier. And the long and short of it is that I developed a few things within the series that reduced the amount of time to assemble them and to do the hand finishing. And that reduced it enough to where we could bring the price down quite a bit. And then I pushed it down even further for this promotion, another $1,000, to give a lot of you the opportunity to own one. So why is it limited edition? It's simply because I reserved the right to create this whole system, and knowing that I was going to build 67 of these, 31 Rumors and 36 Dreams, I made all of the components months ago. I worked on all these things for the whole summer so we could release them now. And because all of that was done in a batch of 31 and 36 components, it actually saved enough time to where I could bring the price down even further. But if it weren't a limited edition series and we just offered them here and there, we'd have to guess how many to make. We'd probably not make enough of some and too many of others, and there'd be waste there, and we'd have to go back and make them again, and that takes a lot of time and energy to set up a whole production scenario to make specific components. And the thing is, Rumors and Dreams uses more machine components than most of our other previous trumpets. because we have all these BRASS components. So all that to answer your question, they're limited edition so that we could make this one compact, simple release and control the price. And unfortunately, the downside of that is availability. But because we don't mass produce anything, we can't do like pretty much all the factories do, which is they have somebody sitting in a station, you know, chugging out these parts again and again and again, and they just keep making the same thing forever. When you do that, you can refine those processes and make it extremely very, very cheap. So for instance, our bell coupler is probably 20 to 50 times more expensive than one from one of the big manufacturers. And that's simply because we're not going to make 1 million of them. We just made 67 of them. 30, technically we made fewer than that, because in Rumors, we have 11 of the number 1 bell and 20 of the 1GLT. So we made 11 couplers of one size, and it's marked that size. And then we have 20 of the other. So you can see these small quantities can be expensive. If you have to go over and make one all by itself, it becomes more expensive than if we made 11 and 20. And it's also less expensive if we were to make 1 million like some of the manufacturers out there. All that to say, that's why it's limited edition, is to make it affordable for you guys, to make it very consistent, and it's also a lot of fun to own a limited edition series trumpet. Another big question I get is, can I come play the horns? Yes, if you're in Colorado, whether you live here or not, if you want to come here, yes, you can play these horns. We have, on Monday, we'll have both of them. I'm not going to allow you guys to play any prototype things. You will literally play Rumors and Dreams, the actual instruments. And we have a pair that we are going to keep here until they're all sold out, and then those last 2 will be sold at the end. So yes, you can come play them. If you're in the Denver Metro or Colorado Springs, Fort Collins area, it's pretty easy to get over here, and just call us ahead of time so we're ready for you, especially if you're doing it in the month of October, because like I said, we have so many people calling on this instrument. I wouldn't be surprised if we sell out, but we have to take all those calls and work with those people. And it's not easy to drop everything to give you a tour and have you play horns. So please just schedule it. Give us a call, 303-657-2747. Like I said, the Dreams Trumpet is not finished, but I want to talk more about it here. Some other questions we've had about Rumors and Dreams are directly related to what the differences are between the horns. And in reality, I'll just say this. If you can trust my expertise in building thousands of horns for players, pro players mostly, all around the world, then just trust me when I say Rumors really is a lead horn that can lean towards all around. And Dreams is really an all-around horn that could be used for lead with the right mouthpiece, but they're very different that way. So like I'm holding Rumors right now, and like I said, I wish I could have Dreams here for this video, and that's not going to happen today just because we've had so many phone calls and emails and chats this week because of the release. But regardless, Dreams does look different. It literally is the same profile, and it can also have the VGR, or it'll have the standard ZGR, the zero gap receiver. So you can get either of the receivers. The ZGR is included at no charge, and the VGR is an upgrade. But the big difference is the Dreams model is more efficient, and all of the brass, the BRASS components, are basically, they add more inertia. So they are larger, they have a little more mass, and you'll notice the difference there. That's the main place you're going to notice the difference. The other place that there is a difference is in the bell selections. So on Rumors, you can have the 1GLT, and we're only making 20 with the 1GLT, and then we're making 11 with the number 1 bell. The 1GLT, that's this one right here, it's a lighter weight bell that's gold brass instead of yellow. The number 1 is more of an all-around bell that can work great for lead, but it also is offered on the Dreams Trumpet. So you can get the number 1 on both of those instruments. However, the bell tail has a choke on Rumors at a 440, so 440 thousandths of an inch, which means it's going to create a lot more vibrancy in your tone. No matter what mouthpiece you plug in, you're going to get more vibrancy, you're going to get more of a lead tone. So once again, I have the Spectratone yellow body and back bore in here. I have my rim, and the innards, what I plugged in here, is Spectratone red. I'll address Spectratone red here in just a second, but let's play it with this. Sorry, I got my valve stuck. So that is with Spectratone red interior parts. And I can put a lot of energy into the sound. That is just a killer lead sound. I probably should start wearing earplugs for these videos because it is literally just a wall of sound. But that is the Spectratone red innards. And I'm going to switch back to Spectratone blue, which would be a much darker mouthpiece. And I'm going to push it a little so you can hear what happens. It doesn't have that edge as much because this is a really big, warm sounding mouthpiece. If I put this on one of the Summit trumpets, it'll sound massive, but it still has a lot of vibrancy. Even though it's a really big mouthpiece, it still sounds like a lead horn. And that's where I'm saying you can really make this work as an all-around horn as well. And once I have the Dreams Trumpet in here on Monday, then we will go ahead and demonstrate that as well. Now, Rumors and Dreams has been in development for quite a while. I started on this, let me think, all the way back in May. Okay, so like in terms of switching off the H series, which was originally inspired by the Bravura before it, and turning on all the new concepts and ideas we've had on Rumors and Dreams. The issue we have is I don't want to show you horns that aren't brand new perfect. So you're not seeing any prototypes, you're not seeing any in-between horns that got us here. So I just want you to see Rumors and Dreams, and the actual first finished Dreams trumpet is still on Christine's bench. All right, a lot of talk to say. You're going to see it on Monday. And the other thing I was going to discuss is Spectratone red. So like I said, inside this other mouthpiece is some components that make up Spectratone red. Originally, we launched on Kickstarter Spectratone yellow, which looked like this, and then Spectratone blue. Yellow was medium bright, and blue was fairly dark. Red is the brightest one we're going to offer, and I can't really get much brighter and make it an all-around mouthpiece. But the cool thing is, because they're Spectratone 5mm system mouthpieces, everything's modular, so you can take the Spectratone red and actually make it brighter than the version you can get in the crowdfunding campaign. So if you want to make it even brighter, it is possible. With that said, most players who are not just married to one lead shallow mouthpiece are going to love Spectratone red, because the problem most players have is they haven't created that specialized setup to play on a real shallow mouthpiece, usually with a lot of mouthpiece pressure. So the Spectratone red really isn't designed for pressure playing at all. Instead, it's designed for aperture control, for people who have really embraced playing the full range of the instrument, and you're doing all around work but you'd love to play lead, or maybe you do a lot of lead work but you want to do more all around. This mouthpiece allows you to play as low as you possibly can. The other big question that I hear about Spectratone red is, when can I get one? Well, if you order a Rumors and Dreams trumpet, then you can get a Spectratone red for half price with your trumpet. Now, it may ship a couple weeks later for the, we've already taken like 20 orders for Rumors and Dreams. So for you guys who've already placed your order and you've done the prepay and you're going to get your horn here in the next couple weeks or month, you may not get Spectratone red right away. We'll have to ship it maybe a couple weeks later because that's so soon. But the campaign is going to start somewhere around the end of October. So I'm guessing between like the 25th and the 31st, that range. I don't exactly know when, because there are a lot of steps to set up the campaign, and we're still getting parts from laser sintering figured out. So there's still some stuff in the works, but the internal side of it, what you heard, is the real finished Spectratone Red. And we do have those internal parts already plated and ready to go. So that's done. The other thing is, I am working with some lead players to test Spectratone Red, and the goal is to have at least 5 players on our video demonstrating Spectratone Red, just little like 20, 30-second clips playing it, but great lead players who want to demonstrate how it plays. Then the other thing is, when you buy Spectratone Red as an add-on with Rumors and Dreams, if you do that while it's still in the pre-order phase, then you can get it for half price. So the regular price for Spectratone Red is $400. And I know I've heard it many times. How can anyone justify spending $400 on a mouthpiece? Well, here at Harrelson, we've been selling $400 mouthpieces for a very long time. But don't think of them as $400 mouthpieces, because really what you get here is a mouthpiece that then can become anything else just by changing one little component. So it may only cost $30, $40, $50 to take this one mouthpiece and turn it into a completely different mouthpiece. And that's where the advantage lies. Most players who get into the Spectratone, they will buy the mouthpiece, and then within the first year they might buy 3, 4, or 5 extra components. They may now have the option to make a dozen or more different mouthpiece variations, all on the rim that they enjoy the best. So that's why it's so expensive, is because we had to engineer and design and machine, precision machine down to 1,000th of an inch tolerance, all of these components. And we have like 5,000 different components that fit into Spectratone series mouthpieces. That's why they're so expensive. If you don't want to pay a lot for one, all you have to do is either buy a Rumors and Dreams trumpet, which is very affordable right now, and take that option to get the Spectratone Red, or even the Spectratone Blue and Yellow are on there as well. Or you can buy all 3 and get those for half price, because they're listed for half price as part of this big launch. And that's the best time to buy them, is when they're half price. Because now you're getting a Spectratone Red for $200, and if you want to make a little change, it might be $30, $40, $50 to make some changes on it. And you've got an amazing killer mouthpiece system that's going to grow with you for the rest of your life. So yeah, the launch, if you don't want to buy a Rumors and Dreams, and you haven't added that on because you're not going to do it, or let's say you bought one and you decide not to add it on, but you then at the end of October decide, well, I think I do want this Spectratone Red, you will still get a good deal on the launch there. So we'll be doing that on Backer Kit. And again, the regular price will be $400, but on Backer Kit, the first couple days of the launch, we will offer most likely half price again. And it's a really amazing deal, because the technology that we put into the new mouthpiece is different than all the mouthpieces I've ever made before. Now we're using essentially a topology type of software that is essentially the high-end software that's used by aerospace engineers, NASA, and high-end medical bone replacement type strategy software. So essentially this software is so new and extremely expensive. We rent it by the year, and you could buy a car with as much as we pay for the software for 1 year. But that software works seamlessly with new laser sintering and I don't want to throw out too many terms, but essentially metal 3D printing technologies. And there's lots of them out there, but they essentially all do the same thing. They take metal powder and turn it into actual physical objects. We have another campaign coming out in November, which is Momentum, which was the world's fastest spinning top. We have Momentum 2. It's not the world's fastest spinning top this time, although it spins very fast. But it incorporates all this technology. And if you want to own a piece of it and you're not going to buy Spectratone Red, which was designed with it, you can get one of our spinning tops as well. And those are precision machined and laser sintered, and they really show off the capabilities of this software, not only in terms of what topology software can do, because essentially what it does is it creates a lattice structure that makes objects more efficient, stronger, lighter, and a lot of times, like in the case of what we're doing, it makes them essentially better for the standing wave because they prevent the standing wave from moving without adding very much weight or mass. And that's what we've always wanted here. And you'll see that come into play more and more in our trumpets as we come up with new models in the future, which will obviously cost way more than Rumors and Dreams. So yeah, that's really what I wanted to share with you today. I'm sorry that we don't have Dreams available for the video. I was hoping to film that video yesterday, and in reality, we had so many people calling and ordering Rumors and Dreams and asking about Spectratone Red. We didn't expect that much response in just a few days. So between Wednesday and Friday, we spent almost the entire time just working with you guys, answering your questions and taking your orders. Now, with that said, I really appreciate that because we're almost a third sold out of Rumors and Dreams in just, well, 2 days, really. It was just essentially Wednesday and Thursday, I guess 3 days, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If you're thinking of getting in on the discounts on the launch right now, then you do want to go to yharrelson.com and click on the Rumors and Dreams link, go to the store and build out your horn. If you do the prepay option, you're going to save $1,000. And right now the wait time is probably around 45 days because in maxing out our production, essentially we have all the parts made for all these horns already. We just need to assemble them. But even with that, Jen and Christine and I can really only produce the final product of about 1 per day, and that's after having everything already built. It still takes time to do the final soldering and then clean up, and then it takes 3 of us to do 1 in a day. So and what that really means is that we're probably about 45 days out for the next order that's placed, and you'll see that the time limit or how long you would have to wait is going to go up. In a couple days it'll probably say 60 days, and after that it might say 75 or 90 as we start to sell out of this edition. And at this point, I would not be surprised if we sold out of the entire Rumors and Dreams in October. I was kind of hoping we'd sell half of it in 2023, but it looks like it'll probably sell out this month. So, because we've literally sold a third of them in 3 days. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for all your support, for all your kind comments, and especially all you engineers and scientists and science-minded, or a lot of you are in the sciences. Thank you for all the kind comments and the great conversations about the physics of sound and how that applies to other industries. And I really just love the fact that so many of you understand the principles of physics and how it applies to what we do here. Because you believe it or not, for many years, a lot of people thought that physics really wasn't related to building trumpets or designing them. And physics principles couldn't really change anything according to the average person on the internet, which we all know doesn't really mean that much. But so many of you have come in here and had great conversations with me over the years and played horns and purchased them, and now you play them. And you are also scientists and engineers and a lot of times amazing musicians. And I just want to say thank you so much for supporting me and our company. So I'll also say thank you from Jen and Christine. They are both blown away by just the response this week. And yeah, we're having a ton of fun. We can't wait to deliver all these horns and get them out in the wild and just see what you guys do with them. Hear your recordings, see your gigs on social media and on YouTube, and hopefully get to meet you in person when you come to Denver. And whether you're touring or just visiting, we'd love to meet you and show you around the shop. So thank you again. I'll see you on Monday.